And our last question of the show, it is our question of the week. And it's getting a lot of talk on social media now. Who took out 302 in 6 darts better? Was it Peter Wright against Noel Malikdem in the 2020 PDC World Championship, or was it Rob Cross against Phil Taylor to win the 2018 PDC World Championship? What are you going for?
This is obviously not the Rob Cross appreciation minute, because in a question of Rob Cross or someone else, we both pick someone else. And I have a feeling in the next question of Rob Cross or someone else, we're both about to pick someone else. And it's not to diminish Rob Cross's 302 in 6. It was to win the world title, but he was 6-2 up. If he didn't check that out, okay, Phil Taylor could have come back. It's weird saying he was 6-2 up and averaging 107, but that's another reason to think, at some point he was going to drop off. But I just don't think Phil Taylor had enough in the tank to come back, even if Rob Cross dropped off, unless he went from averaging 107 to 87 for the next 4 sets. So Rob Cross was going to cross the line, if not there, then in the next visit or in the next set. Peter Wright doesn't take out that 302 in 6. Yes, Noel Malikdem could have come back and missed 3 at double. I believe it was double 18, but you don't expect that to happen. You don't think that's going to happen. Nothing in that match up to that point would have made you think it would happen. If anything, you would have thought at least 4 out of 5 times Peter Wright was done if he doesn't take that out in 6. And 302 in 9 is difficult enough. So you add that in, and it's not just that Peter Wright has to take that out. If he doesn't take it out, the more likely outcome is that he doesn't even do it in 9, and that means Noel Malikdem has 6 darts to finish off the match. I think you have to go Peter Wright's just because he had to take it, and everything that transpired later, him winning that world title, him going on the following year and winning the world match play, a year later winning another world title, becoming world number 1. None of that happens probably if Peter Wright doesn't do that. Peter Wright might not have won another major. We don't know. There's no way to know. But that showed that Peter Wright could do it that year. And I think I have to go Peter Wright for all those reasons.
Yeah, we are agreeing on this one, and it is a question which has divided our listeners. Looking at the poll at the moment, which is on our Twitter, do go and have your say. But we've had more than 700 votes so far, and we have put up a clip of Peter and Rob's 302, so you can remind yourselves on how they did it. And looking at the poll at the moment, 47% are going with Peter Wright, 53% are going with Rob Cross. And just read out some of our responses that we've had from our listeners as well. We've had Timo says Cross's one is very much signature him, and to seal his first world title with that is fantastic. But Wright was clinging on to his tournament run, which he won in the end with the skin of his teeth. So I'm going to give this one to Wright. Ben Francis says, I accidentally voted for Wright instead of Cross. Whoops, I love a treble 18, double 16 finish. Longuster, good friend of ours, says snake bites was more important as it kept him in the tournament. But what better way to win your first major, let alone to become world champion in your debut year against the GOAT. I don't think he played Co in that game, but in his final ever professional match, Voltage gets my vote. And last one from our listeners, Charles, saying arguably Wright, purely because he survived the match start and went on to win the world. So that tournament changed his darting career and life consequently. And yeah, lots of you getting in touch with your thoughts, so thank you for that and keep them coming in. But yeah, a bit like one of our earlier questions, you've not got to guess too many times what I'm going to say, because I'm a Peter Wright fan, and had he not gone on to win that World Championships or lost in the next round or ended up losing that match to Noel Malikdem, it wouldn't really be a debate. But to take those 6 darts, 302, they were 6 darts that would end up changing his career 2 weeks later, becoming a world champion. And I remember I was on the way back from London. I'd been to Ali Pali for the afternoon session that day, and we were on the last train back, and I was following the score on my phone. I couldn't believe what I was seeing, how close the game was. And I think it's probably the most excited I've been for following a game of darts where I'm not actually seeing the darts. I'm just seeing the scores flash up. And I remember seeing the clips afterwards of the 302 in 6 darts and the drama that unfolded that night. And yeah, not to take anything away from Rob Cross, to win a world championship that way is pretty special. But I think what Peter Wright went on to do a couple of weeks later and what he's gone on to do for the next few years gets the nod for me.